It's been over 3 weeks since Las Vegas suffered a major tragedy. Even to this day, some new detail comes out, like Jesus Campos found at the Mexican border, or Bruce Paddock arrested for child pornography. The story makes your head want to spin. So let's take a break from that and go to a little area halfway between Cincinnati and Dayton. It's Franklin, Ohio. It's my corner of the world. When I started this show, I never intended it to be just about conspiracies and Las Vegas, but just about things in general. And today, it's the common denominator my community shares with yours. And that is drugs. Hey family, Kelly here to publish my testament into the ether. Welcome to Franklin, Ohio. Home to Luke Kennard, NCAA Beast. The Robert E. Lee plaque that was one of the targets after the Charlottesville incident. This city is located along I-75 in between Cincinnati and Dayton, Ohio. The entire area is infested with heroin. This nationwide epidemic hits especially hard here. On Franklin Talk 2.0, a Facebook community page, you would see complaints about needles found at the park where parents couldn't take their kids anymore and afraid of them getting stuck. People would ask, oh, what's happening at the Speedway? Another overdose? What's happening at the Walmart? Another overdose? Junkies would see SWAT load up, getting ready to raid their dealer's house, warn them on the page, and then they would flee. The administrators of the page had to intervene and be gatekeepers to every single post that came through that page. It got unreal for a while. But among all of the complaints, not many solutions were offered. One man, Herrington Carlton, has a solution. Here's what he has to say. Hey guys, I'm here with Lefty. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Harry, or Lefty as they say. I'm from Denver, just moved back here to Franklin, Ohio. I came down here last year and noticed that there was a problem with the drug use. So I had a little get together, and on the following day, this young lady lost her son, a friend of mine. And that's 4 days out of 50,000 people compared to 2.8 million. People are always complaining about doing something, and that's when I decided, let me show my little program and tell people what my goals are, what I'd like to see done by helping these people, coming up with different resources, coming up with something different other than just jail time. S.O.S is, the letters go with survivors of substance, and then the word abuse, meaning survivors of substance abuse. It's a little program that I've been working on for a little over a year. Started it up in Denver. I'm just waiting for the confirmation to the library, but on the 14th, I'm looking between 5:30 to 7:15 to have a little get-together with the community. Hopefully I'll have the police department down there and fire department too as well, to explain what what they have to go through as far as the drug problems and what they're able to do. One of the things that, and somebody even called me on it, and this is probably why I came out, because I really wasn't at work. I mean, ready to start this program. I was thinking about next year, but I got called out on it because people are complaining about the cops not doing this, not doing this. Well, I went on ahead and said something to the effect that, well, why don't you guys get up and do something? Well, somebody called me out on it.
Takes a village.
And then I went on ahead, I think like the third or fourth comment after that, poof, there comes my S.O.S flyer up there. Well, this is what I got planned. And in a week and a half's worth of time, being here in Franklin itself, obviously lost a friend's son, but in a week and a half, kind of somewhat homeless, bouncing between one couch to another. I have met up with the Warren County Drug Task Force, which is supposed to be one of the biggest and best county drug task force in the country. I have met up with 2 different judges. I've met up with, and got a meeting with the chief of police. I'm really into trying to get a hold of contacts with the fire department and working with several different businesses, getting ideas, just to get ideas of what we could do and what my plans are. And I've done all that in a week and a half's worth of time. This is 5 weeks going on now. For instance, I'd like to have a buddy program to meet the people, individuals that are being released from incarceration, from drug abuse, to come over and pick them up, take them to the care center just to let them know that we care for them, that we're there to help them come up with some resources, maybe clean clothing, food, or something, feed them up, just to keep them away from the streets, because we don't want the drug dealers to come up and beat them into jail. We want to be there to help them out, and that's the whole purpose of my group, just to help people out.
Do you have a message to the community?
Yes, actually I do. It's enough to, it's just enough to start blaming everybody for the drug problem. It's nobody's fault but ours. If you're gonna say something, stand up and help. I need volunteers. I come from Denver and I've only been here doing this for 5 weeks. And my message is just let's get up, take Franklin back.
So, if anyone were willing to volunteer, how could they reach you?
They can reach me at my phone number, which is on the brochures. It's 303-901-0415. They can text me through that phone number, call me, or they can go ahead and Facebook Messenger. They can go ahead and get a hold of me at Facebook. They can go ahead and get a hold of me at the S.O.S abuse group that I have on Facebook, and I got an S.O.S abuse Facebook page as well. And then the email would be s.o.abuse.63@gmail.com. And those are in all uppercase. That's the email. You can go ahead and leave me an email down there too as well.
Lefty's a good guy and he loves this city. On Monday, he's meeting up with the chief of police and the fire chief to discuss the plan further. I talked to him on a Sunday, and then throughout that week as I went to work, on Thursday as I clocked out, Donald Trump was giving a speech to America. What was it about? The opiate crisis. I'm going to close out the video with a chopped up version of it. If you like what I'm doing, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
You all know from personal experience, families, communities, and citizens across our country are currently dealing with the worst drug crisis in American history, and even, if you really think about it, world history. This is all throughout the world. The fact is, this is a worldwide problem. This crisis of drug use, addiction, and overdose deaths, in many years, it's just been so long in the making. Addressing it will require all of our effort, and it will require us to confront the crisis in all of its very real complexity. Last year, we lost at least 64,000 Americans to overdoses. That's 175 lost American lives per day. That's 7 lost lives per hour in our country. Drug overdoses are now the leading cause of unintentional death in the United States by far. More people are dying from drug overdoses today than from gun homicides and motor vehicles combined. Think of it. Motor vehicle crashes, gun homicides, more people by far from drug overdoses. These overdoses are driven by a massive increase in addiction to prescription painkillers, heroin, and other opioids. Last year, almost 1 million Americans used heroin, and more than 11 million abused prescription opioids. The United States is by far the largest consumer of these drugs, using more opioid pills per person than any other country by far in the world. Opioid overdose deaths have quadrupled since 1999 and now account for the majority of fatal drug overdoses. Who would have thought? No part of our society, not young or old, rich or poor, urban or rural, has been spared this plague of drug addiction and this horrible, horrible situation that's taken place with opioids. Through leadership and through love. Fire Chief Dan Goonan of New Hampshire, great state, runs a program, Safe Station, which allows drug-dependent residents to seek help at fire stations at any time. Jesse and Cindy Swafford of Dayton, Ohio, have provided a loving, stable home to children affected by the opioid crisis. I am calling on every American to join the ranks of guardian angels like Chief Noonan and the Swaffords, who help lift up the people of our great nation. Together, we will care for our citizens, our children, and our orphans, and and you know what I'm going to say, our foster youth. So many, but we're going to lift them up and we're going to take care of them. We will work to strengthen vulnerable families and communities, and we will help to build and grow a stronger, healthier, and drug-free society. Together, we will face this challenge as a national family with conviction, with unity, and with a commitment to love and support our neighbors in times of dire need. Working together, we will defeat this opioid epidemic. It will be defeated. We will free our nation from the terrible affliction of drug abuse. And yes, we will overcome addiction in America. We are going to overcome addiction in America. We have fought and won many battles and many wars before, and we will win again. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you.